Hello and welcome. First of all, I would like to congratulate you on clicking on this video. Now, judging by the title and the problem that I'm trying to solve here, the reason that you clicked is because you have this problem. And I'm guessing you're probably feeling bored right now. You've already scrolled down, scroll up, maybe checking the comments. You've already have opened up a few more tabs of the videos that you're going to watch after this video. And by now you're probably feeling like you want to click off because this video is boring, it doesn't have editing, it doesn't have a lot of music. That is actually the part of the problem that I'm trying to solve over here. But let me ask you this. What have the edited videos done for you? What have the videos that are easy to watch done for you? Are you productive? Are you practicing the way that you want to? How's your social media addiction? How's your porn addiction? Have you got rid of the bad habits? Do you understand that why you realize that you want to practice, you want to learn, but you can't? Have these videos solved these questions for you? I know you've watched videos before this on how to stop procrastination, how to be productive, and those videos haven't helped you. Those videos are actually part of the problem. Those videos are gold-plated pieces of shit. They look good on the outside. You like the editing, you like the fancy music, you like the fast pace of those videos, but by the end of the video, you get no value at all. You literally have no value. They look good on the outside, but they're actually pretty hollow. And I will explain this to you later on in this video that why these videos aren't helping you. Why everyone is creating videos in such a way. Why I don't edit my videos. It is very intentional. I will explain all of these things to you. And as I explain those things to you, I will also tell you why are you addicted to these platforms in the first place. Why that when you want to practice, you can't practice. You want to be an artist. The only thing you need to do is to practice your art and to improve. But that is the only thing that you struggle with. Why is that? I see this pen in front of me, okay? I see it in front of me. All I have to do is pick this pen up and practice. But I can't. Doesn't it scare you? Isn't that scary? That literally the only thing you need to do is practice, and that is the thing that you struggle with the most. Now, why is that? I'm going to expose all of the dirty secrets. I'm going to expose all of the secrets, all of the dirty tactics. But before that, let me tell you a bit about myself. Now, you can go ahead and look at my channel, okay? And you can see the last 4 months, I've been practicing sculpting consistently. And I have seen growth like never before. I've been on self-improvement for maybe the last 2-3 years. But before that, I was just like you. Now, I make these videos with the intention of helping younger versions of me. Because when I was consuming these content, these gold-plated pieces of shit, that they didn't make me feel any better. They didn't make me productive. And I make these videos, as I'm talking to the camera, I imagine that I'm talking to a younger version of myself and giving advice like an elder brother, like a sincere friend. So I can be harsh at times. I'm going to be rude to you because you haven't had anyone call you out for the things that you are doing. For you being a monkey brain, for you being a Jerry, for wasting away your life, wasting your time, and then blaming things around, making excuses. If you had met me a few years earlier, I was the most unproductive guy. I would literally play video games for 8 to 6 hours a day during school days. I still remember that it was my CIEs and I was preparing for my GCSE exams. And what I was doing was I was completing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I was playing that game. I beat the story mode in 2 days and then I started to study a bit. And even when I studied, I could not focus for more than literally 10 to 15 minutes. That was the maximum I could focus. I would literally study for a while. I would put my book down and then I would go sit with my mom, have a tea, grab something to eat, just waste time around. And then I would come back and study for 10 minutes again. And literally while I was studying, I would have to reread the lines so many times because I was always zoning out. And it got so bad I couldn't talk to a person. But someone was talking to me, I would literally zone out mid-conversation and ask the person, hey, can you repeat again? Yeah, let me make myself bigger so that you can see me. See, literally, my attention span was that of a sparrow. I couldn't focus on things for very long. And I remember that when I used to play Fortnite with my friends or GTA with my friends, it would literally, when I would want to shut my console down, they would stop me and say, hey, let's just play one more game. Just one more round. And that would keep going on for literally hours. I couldn't put the console down. When I wanted to practice, I would have my laptop open. I would have the program open. Instead of Blender or Maya, I would open up the browser. And I would be watching YouTube videos. I would open up a tutorial, but then I would see a funny meme and then I would open the meme. And then I would say to myself, hey, I'm just going to watch one more meme and then I'm going to practice. Yeah, I promise I'm going to practice. And as I'm watching that meme, I would open 3 more tabs of more funny videos. I would watch KSI Try Not to Laugh videos. I would watch AGT compilations, like America's Got Talent compilations, angry judges, the funniest moments. The judge disses the contestant or something like that. Yeah, I would keep on watching those videos and I would make a promise to myself, hey, this is just the last video and then I'll practice. By the end that I was done watching those videos, I wouldn't even feel like practicing. That day was a complete waste. When I would wake up, the first thing I would pick up is my mobile phone and scroll through it. I was never productive. I was always submitting my assignments the last minute. I would have a week to complete my assignments, but I would keep delaying it, thinking that I have time, and I would keep delaying it until the last minute. I was addicted to porn. I would literally jerk off multiple times a day. The most I'd jerk off in a day is the most I have jerked off in a single day is around 12 times. And I'm not proud of that. It's not something that I'm proud of. You don't feel good when you jerk off. There is actually a sense of guilt. You destroy your self-image when you do that, but I still did it because I was addicted. I would literally do my assignment for 10 minutes and then bust a nut. Do my assignment for another 10 minutes, bust a nut. Do my assignments for another 10 minutes and then bust a nut. Literally, that would go on the entire day. It was literally that bad. I would feel bad. I would feel angry. I would feel frustrated about when I thought about that. All the time that I'm spending on these stupid things, it could have been spent on my practice. It could have been spent improving. But even as I had these realizations, I wasn't able to do it. I was still stuck in this void of addictions and it would keep sucking me in. As much as I wanted to, I was never able to practice. I realized that I have to practice, but I can't. But those things have changed now, literally. It's 7:30 as I'm recording this video. I woke up at 3:30 a.m. this morning. I've already done my practice session, my sculpting practice session. I have said my prayers. I have offered my prayers. I have read the book that I wanted to. I have read around 10, 12 pages of those books. And now I'm recording this video. You can see my YouTube channel. I have been practicing sculpting consistently for the last 4 months. And that literally, it is as addicting as social media to me now by this point. At days when I can't practice, obviously there are days that you can't practice. I'm out of town, I'm busy. But I don't make excuses. Like, even if you have a habit of playing video games, there are some days you don't play video games, right? At days when I can't practice, I would feel a frustration inside. I would feel angry. I would literally feel sad that I wasn't able to practice today. Now, and this can be your reality. You can be productive. Anyone who tries can be productive. You just need to realize that why are you addicted to these things? Why, when you want to practice, you can't practice? You just need to understand a bit of psychology, a bit of your mind, and a bit of these conspiracies that are being done against you. Let me tell you, why do you have these addictions in the first place? Why are you addicted in the first place to these platforms? Okay, so you need to understand that your mind, your brain, It doesn't like discomfort. It doesn't like to do hard things. It wants comfort. It wants to save as much energy as it can. This is from the primal ages when you had to hunt food. So back then, calories, energy was a resource. It was fuel for your body. And your mind has adopted over time to preserve as much energy as it can. So when you try doing something new, it's going to use up more calories. So your mind just sticks to what it knows best. It doesn't want to do the uncomfortable stuff. It wants to default to certain pattern. It wants to make habits. That is why you have habits in the first place. When you're thinking of brushing your teeth, when you brush your teeth, you don't think consciously of brushing your teeth. You're just doing it subconsciously. But now when you're driving, you're not totally aware of everything that goes around you. Maybe you have a thought of what you're going to eat. You're subconsciously driving. But when the first time that you tried driving, it was a conscious act. You were watching out for everything. You were careful of the pedal. You were careful of the steering. You were careful of every action that you took. But now it's subconscious. That is because your brain preserves energy. It doesn't want to do uncomfortable stuff. It wants to be comfortable. And you also need to understand this chemical inside your brain, which is called dopamine. So a lot of people confuse this with the pleasure hormone. It is not the pleasure hormone. It is the pleasure seeking hormone. It is the hormone that is going to make you do things, the motivation hormone. And let me give you an example. So let's say you're on your phone, you're scrolling through Instagram, you find a funny meme and you're like, oh wow, nice meme, nice reel. And then dopamine is going to take over your mind. Dopamine is going to say, hey, this meme felt really good. I felt so good. Look for another meme. And then you're going to scroll through social media, scrolling, looking for another meme, looking for another reel. And then another reel comes. It's funny. Hey, nice meme, nice reel. You laugh. You share it with your friends. And then dopamine takes over. It says, oh, that was really good. I felt really good. I felt really good. Look for another meme. Look for another meme. And then you keep scrolling. And this goes on for hours. This is why you spend hours on your mobile phone without even realizing. Because this chemical takes over your brain and it's in seek of pleasure. Your brain wants pleasure all the time. And dopamine is seeking pleasure all the time. All the time. When you play video games, everyone wants some sort of status, don't they? Don't you want to reach higher status? Don't you want to be recognized? Don't you want to become someone? Everyone wants to feel that. And now you've been given video games, which is an artificial platform with an artificial sense of progress, an artificial sense of becoming someone. You see the level bar going up, and then you're like, oh, I leveled up, I'm becoming someone, I'm Prestige 5 in Call of Duty, I'm level 100 in GTA Online. Who cares? Who cares? You have this sense of progress. And the thing that video games does is you're sitting in school, you're studying, dopamine is going to take over your mind. You're going to be thinking, hey, I'm going to go back and I'm going to do 2 levels and then I'm going to unlock that skin. Hey, you just need to grind a bit more and then you unlock that gun that you always wanted. Hey, you just need to make 100,000 more in GTA and then you can buy the supercar that you wanted. And then this dopamine is going to make you do that. It's going to make you get on the video game. That is why you're consciously wanting to play video game. That is why you're thinking about it even when you're in school. Now, this was so bad for me that literally when I would wake up, even before going to school, I would open GTA Online and I would look for a car. It's called Baller. And if you've played GTA, you know that you can go to Los Santos Customs and sell car and make some money. So this was my morning grind. Every morning before going to school, I would open up GTA. I would find a Baller. I would sell it in Los Santos, make $9,000 off of it. And then when I come back home, I would sell another car. Before going to sleep, I would sell another car. So I made around 27,000, like by just selling cars. And then after a week, I would be excited. Hey, now I can buy a supercar in GTA Online. So these things, they really affect you. Now, when you play Fortnite, you're going to think, okay, I'm just going to play one more round. The thought of winning, of winning the battle royale, it's going to make you play one more game. Dopamine is going to take over. It's going to say, hey, try again. I really like the feeling. We were so close. Try again. We were so close. Try again. And when you actually win, you don't stop. You want to feel that feeling again. This is actually how drugs addict you. So people who use substances, whenever they take whatever substance that they use, drugs, they make you feel pleasure like nothing else. Nothing else. So when you get high, when you do a certain substance, I've never used substances, but I know from study, I know from the books that I read and the podcasts that I hear, that when people feel that pleasure, when they're high, yeah, nothing matters. Oh, I feel so good. Forgot about all my problems. Feel so good. Now, what happens when the drug wears off? Nothing in real life is as pleasurable as that drug. Now, dopamine is going to take over. It overrides your mind. It says, hey, I really like that thing you did. I really like the feeling. I really like the pleasure that I felt when you did the drug. Do it again. Do it again. And then people become addicted. Now, when you eat junk food instead of healthy salad, the junk food tastes nice. It has a lot of carbohydrates. It has a lot of calories. It feels good when you eat junk food. Now, what your brain does, it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. Dopamine takes over. It says, hey, I really like the food. I really like the taste. Nothing else tastes that good. Get it again. Do it again. Do it again. And then you do it again. Now, think about this. When you're doing that activity, it feels insignificant. It feels like I just had a junk food today. Nothing happened. Nothing's changing. I'm not fat. I'm not unhealthy. I didn't have a cardiac arrest. I didn't have a heart attack. And when you play video games, you feel like, hey, I just played video games today. I didn't fail my exam. Nothing bad happened. Nothing has changed for the bad. What's wrong? You need to realize that every time you think that this is insignificant, like picking up your phone, scrolling through social media, it's insignificant, isn't it? But over the course of a year, a longer period of time, these things are going to compound and they're going to make you unproductive. Now, the junk food that you had today, it's not going to make you fat. But if you look at it on a span of a year, if it starts to compound, if it becomes a habit, you're going to be a fat, obese person, a depressed, obese person. And then you're going to think, hey, I'm fat because I'm depressed. No, fatty, you're depressed because you are fat. It's not the other way around. You're not unproductive because you're depressed. You're depressed because you're unproductive. You also need to realize that as you indulge in these low effort, high dopamine activities, the threshold is always going to increase. Now, if a person is an alcoholic, the first time he's going to drink, he's going to feel really drunk. He's going to feel dizzy. He's going to feel confused. But as he keeps drinking, his threshold is going to increase. An alcoholic person is not going to feel the same amount of drunk as a new person who drank for the first time. Maybe the person who drinks now, who has started drinking, he'll get drunk with just a shot. But an alcoholic person would need a lot more amount of liquor to feel the same amount of drunk. The same happens with drugs. A person who just started, yeah, he's going to feel the effects. But a person who's been an addict for years, he would need a higher drug to feel the same amount of high. Now, when you watch porn, you begin by watching softcore things, when you watch porn, when you get into porn, you start by watching the softcore things and all of these things, like the little things. And then as you spend more time, as you get addicted, your taste becomes more and more extreme. You want extreme situations. You want extreme type of girls. Now, why do you think that fake boob and fake tits are in right now? Fake lips, literally everything on a girl is plastic in the porn that you watch. Why is that? Because the threshold has increased so much. And now when these people, they go into real life and meet with real girls and get with a real partner, it's not going to work. You can't get it up. Because you're so used to watching these extreme situations, these extreme realities that do not exist in real life. They create a perception, a fake perception. Now, how does these addictions affect your practice? Like, I watch porn, why can't I practice? What's the relation with that? There is a relation to that. You need to understand. There is pleasure, there is dopamine in pursuing your dreams. There is pleasure in growing as a person. There is pleasure in practicing your art and seeing yourself improve. But what you need to realize is that the dopamine is really low. Those things, you need to spend a lot more time to get results in real life. Now, if you want to improve your art, it took me around 4 months and now I can sculpt decent heads. But if it's a video game, I can literally grind the whole night and by the morning I will have the skin that I wanted. So why do you think that these things don't affect your practice? Now, everything in real life is gonna have a delayed result. You're gonna have to put a lot of hard work for months, for years, for a long period of time before actually getting the result. But with these addictions, with these low effort, high dopamine things, you just have to spend a few minutes and get the result. Like, for example, if you want to be amused, if you want to laugh, you're just going to pick up your phone, you're going to scroll through your phone, you're going to feel amused. You'll have pleasure. Your brain is going to experience pleasure in such an easy way. Why would you want to spend an hour and practice? And by the end of your practice session, your art is still going to be shit because you just practiced today. And then you're going to complain, oh, I didn't get results. I practiced for a whole hour, I didn't get results. You need to realize that you have to build upon these habits. Like if you go to the gym today, you train for 20 hours, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. But if you go to the gym for 20 days and practice for 1 hour a day, you might see some results. You might see some changes in your body. You maybe even lose some weight. Okay, so let me draw this for you so that you can have a better understanding. Okay, so this is the amount of pleasure that you need to feel to release dopamine to make you feel motivated. This is the amount of pleasure that is in porn, that is in video games, that is in social media. Okay? This is the amount of pleasure that you need to feel. And when you feel this amount of pleasure, now your threshold has really increased, and this is the amount of pleasure that you need to feel for dopamine to be released. And as we discussed, there is pleasure in doing the productive things, in working out, in practicing your art, but the pleasure is really low. That's right. Workout, practice. Okay? Now, why would your brain want to pursue workout? Why would your brain want to pursue practice? Because the dopamine is going to be so low. The pleasure is so low. Now, what is your brain going to crave? Your brain just wants pleasure. And dopamine is going to release when it wants to seek pleasure. So what kind of pleasure do you think your brain is going to pursue? It's this kind. It's the unproductive kind. Because these things require very less effort and have very high pleasure, very high dopamine. Now, why is this video difficult to watch than the gold-plated pieces of shit that you watch online? Why is this video harder? Because this video does not have music. This video does not have a lot of fancy editing, a lot of cinematic shots. That is why this video is hard for you to watch. And why don't the other edited fancies, those videos, why don't they benefit you? The reason that they don't benefit you, go to YouTube right now and search how to improve retention on my videos. The advice that you're going to get, every advice is going to be, edit your videos in this way, speak in this way, be a different character, edit your videos in this way, add the cinematic, add B-rolls at this point, add retention hooks. Basically, they are using your own mind to manipulate you and to consume their content. And what does every creator do when he searches for that video and actually follows the advice? He's gonna do these fancy editing. He's gonna put these retention hooks, these dopamine hits for you throughout the video so that you consume their content. And their content is shit. The content that they're actually producing in that video is shit. They are only making you consume that through these dopamine hits. Now, what these self-improvement YouTubers are going to do, they're going to go to ChatGPT, going to go to Google, write down top 10 ways to beat procrastination and then describe those things to you. You could have done this search result yourself. What an actual YouTuber should do is talk about the struggles that he faced. Talk about his experience with the things that, yeah, if you feel addicted to porn, I was addicted to porn as well. If you waste your time on social media, on video games, and you feel guilty about it, I feel guilty too. I have been through that. I have been through that frustration. I feel it. And now I can describe to you. When I make it through, I can tell you my experiences and how did I beat these habits? How did I develop good habits? It just pisses me off. Really, it just literally pisses me off. If you made it this far, congratulations. I know a lot of people have already clicked off this video and now they're going to watch these gold plated pieces of shit. They're going to watch these highly edited content and then they're going to complain. They're going to jump around video to video, video to video, video to video like a brain dead monkey. They're going to be jerrys. They're going to be unproductive. They're going to waste their time. And though these people have clicked off, I know this type of content is not. Let me tell you. Now, let me be honest with you. When I was starting this channel, I was actually worried. I was actually worried because I thought that this type of content is not going to help me grow. This type of content is something that people are not going to watch. I won't be able to grow on this platform. I saw other creators who use these techniques, these dopamine hits to increase retention, increase their video performance, and then blow up on social media. But if I did that, I wouldn't have been able to sleep at night. Literally, I would have been able to feel peace at night because I would feel like I have deceived people. If I want to make people watch my content, I want to make them watch through the value that I provide them. If I'm making you watch this video is helping you, isn't it? No, that is my aim. Even if I help one person, if I help you beat these habits, if I make you productive, that is going to fulfill me more than the subscribers and the views that I'm going to get on my video. I was actually pretty concerned about these things when I didn't see my channel growing. When I didn't see my channel growing, I was focusing on these numbers and they were literally striving me off my purpose. My purpose is to help you. Yep. Never mind that. That out of the side. Let's look at the next point. You probably realize why you are addicted to these low effort, high dopamine things. And now you probably also realize that why you are not practicing. That is because these activities have given you so much pleasure that you are not able to enjoy the little pleasure that lies in practicing, the little pleasure that lies in working out, in becoming a better person, the productive things. So let's look at an actionable step that you can do right now. I want you to do this. I want you to write down, take a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to write down, or maybe just open a sticky note on your computer or whatever you're watching. Yeah, just get something that you can write on and write down the things that you are addicted to. Write down the bad habits that you are addicted to. It could be porn. It could be social media addiction. It could be waking up and checking your phone the first thing in the morning. It could be anything else. Now, the reason that you want to write these down is because you want to see them visually and realize that, oh shit, there are so many things that I'm addicted to. There are so many things that I can improve. Now, before you solve a problem, you need to realize that there is a problem. So you want to write these things down. And for this step, just write them down. We're going to have more actionable steps further in the video. But for now, just write them down. Now, here's something really interesting. I want to ask you something. So let's say there are two kinds of food on the table. One is a healthy food and one is a junk food. And then I ask a fat person to go into the room. Now, I want you to predict. What do you think the fat guy is going to choose? Is he going to choose the healthy food or is he going to choose the junk food? What do you think? Of course, he's going to pick the junk food. Okay. Now, I ask a extremely fit, healthy, good looking guy to go in and pick a food, what do you think he's going to pick? Is he going to pick the junk food or is he going to pick the healthy food? Of course, he's going to pick the healthy food. But you need to realize that certain type of people are going to fall into certain type of patterns. A productive person is always going to choose the difficult activities, is always going to choose to challenge himself, pick the hard things. Now, the best example for this is David Goggins. Now, that guy has everything. He has the success, he has the fame, he has the money. But if you look into his routine and the things that this person does, it's so extreme. Now, that is because he is an extraordinary individual, and an extraordinary individual is going to do extraordinary things. It's just default. It's just common sense. So, a productive person is always going to pick the good things. A Jerry or a monkey brain is always going to pick the easy things because that is what his mind defaults to. It's the easy thing. I don't want to put myself in an uncomfortable situation. I don't want to practice and feel like shit. But a productive person is going to be like, hey, I can practice. And even though I'm shit today, I won't be as bad maybe a few months later. And then he's going to persist. So if you want to be an individual person, you literally have to give up the things that I have discussed with you before. You have to pick certain good habits and then stick to them if you want to be productive. If you want to be a good artist. Now, is this easy? Of course not. It's not easy. Is it boring? Maybe. For now, it is boring because let me show you. Right now, you're seeing things from up here. Now, and where I am describing these things to you is from here. I find this very pleasurable. I find practicing very fun, very pleasurable. I find it addicting. That is because I do not indulge in these stupid activities anymore. Now, my motivation, my dopamine baseline is right here. This is the amount of pleasure I need to do. I need to get in order to pursue something. Now, you're looking at things from here. Now, no wonder. If you've seen children, literally, if you've seen children, I know because I've seen a lot of children. I have a lot of little cousins. My family's pretty big. Literally, whenever my little cousins, they go anywhere, all they complain about is that I was bored. I got bored. This wasn't fun. Now, why is that? Because they are literally degenerates. They are wasting their time on social media. They're so used to watching these stupid videos on YouTube. These stupid games. I don't know what game they play. I think they play Roblox or something. They're addicted to it. And of course, whenever they go, wherever they go, they feel bored. If they go out on picnic, it's going to be boring because it's just not that pleasurable. If they go out for a hike, it's going to be boring. Whenever they go somewhere, literally all they complain about is that I feel bored. This is not fun. So yeah, you do feel that whatever I'm telling you, practicing, giving up these things, it's boring. It's not. It feels boring to you right now because you're so overstimulated. You're so high on dopamine. But when you actually try to be better, to improve, when you see some results, you're going to feel, yeah, it's going to be pleasurable for you again. I am going to tell you how you can beat these bad habits, how you can bring your dopamine level down, how you can bring your pleasure expectation down. But yeah, we'll discuss that later. So yeah, we were discussing healthy or junk. There's one more point that I want to tell you is if you open your laptop, what do you think a productive guy is going to do? Is he going to open up a tutorial in the program or is he going to watch memes like I used to do? Of course, he's going to watch the program. He's going to watch the tutorials. And now let me tell you that there are going to be days like even I feel these days, some days are not as productive as other days. And these problems are always going to be changing, always going to be evolving. First, my problem was porn. I got rid of it. Then my problem was social media. I got rid of it. Then my problem was video games. I was able to overcome it. But now I have new addictions. Now, what are my addictions? My latest new addiction was YouTube analytics. I was literally spending hours on YouTube analytics. How did this video perform? How did this video perform? And then I realized, hey, I'm just wasting my time. Nothing that I'm worrying about right now is going to change any outcome. I just have to produce more content and be better. So every hour I spend in the analytics is an hour taken away from me improving. So I stopped watching the analytics. I blocked my analytics. I used add-ons to block my subscriber count, my view count, and then I focus on the good stuff. Now, then I had a new addiction. My new addiction was my Discord server. I would be opening up Discord every hour. I would be checking if there are any messages. I would be replying back to messages. Now, that was my new addiction. I realized that I don't need to worry about this a lot. I don't need to check this religiously. I got rid of the habit of checking my phone early up in the morning, but then I picked it up again when I started running my Discord community. I would wake up, I would see, okay, did anyone message? Is my Discord server active? And things like that. I uploaded a course on ArtStation. I'm selling a digital course, a noob's guide to head sculpting. And literally, I would wake up and I would be so excited. I would check if I got any sale, Now, having a sale, it felt really good. It felt so good. I felt the fruit of the hard work that I've been putting for 4 months. And then I would be checking every morning, did I get a new sale? Did I get a new sale? And then I thought, hey, this is not a good habit. I woke up 3:30 a.m. in the morning. It's 8:05 a.m. right now. I still haven't checked my phone once. You have to resist these things. These things are always going to be changing. New problems are going to be arising. New difficult challenges are going to be coming. But you always have to be in a mindset of solving problems, of realizing that, hey, I'm wasting my time. I should be doing this. And then take actionable steps to do that. Now, what can you do? Let's have a look at what can you do. Dopamine detox. Now, let me tell you what is a dopamine detox. Dopamine detox is basically getting rid of the excess dopamine. Now, you don't get rid of it by excreting it out somewhere in your body. You just bring yourself back to a normal baseline. You get realistic expectations of the pleasure and the amount of dopamine that is going to be released in your body. Now, if you look at dopamine detox, you're going to get advice on shutting down every source of pleasure for an entire day. So for an entire day, all you have to do is be bored. Or maybe you're going to find videos about monk mode. Do monk mode. Yeah, be productive for this long period. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. And then be on monk mode. Now, these things, do they work? Yeah, they do work. But I don't really like them. The reason that I don't really like them is that it's similar to being on a diet. Now, if you're on a diet, then you're going to be off a diet. Won't you? You're on a diet now, but you're going to be off the diet maybe tomorrow, maybe after a week. And during the period that you were on a diet, you are going to lose weight. You are going to see results. But what's going to happen when you're off the diet, when the diet is finished? You're going to get back to your habits again. You're going to eat the sugary food again, and then you're going to put up weight again, and then it's going to be a vicious cycle of being on a diet, losing weight, being off a diet, gaining weight, being on a diet, losing weight, being off a diet, and gaining weight. It's going to be a vicious cycle. The same thing is going to be if you do a dopamine detox or if you go on monk mode. What you want to realize is that if you actually want to be slim and stay slim, you have to adopt a healthy lifestyle. If you want to be productive and want to stay productive, you have to build a healthy lifestyle. You have to adapt a healthy lifestyle. And once you adapt a healthy lifestyle, your threshold of dopamine, of pleasure, is automatically going to come down. And then you're going to start taking pleasure in the good things, in the productive things, in practicing, in doing workouts, whatever you want to do. It's going to reduce your threshold and bring you to a good, healthy baseline. Now, what are some lifestyle changes that I made? Let me share my example with you. So let's say I would wake up. The first thing I would do is pick up my phone. Now, what I do is I shut down my phone. I put it somewhere far away. Like even if the morning alarm goes off, I have to get up and I have to turn it off so that I wake up early. Before that, it was always on my side table and I would wake up and then I would hit the snooze button again, and then I would turn off the alarm. I would never wake up on time. At night, I would always check my phone, like overstimulate myself, check my phone, And what I replaced it with was I put my phone aside and then I replaced it with a book. So every night before I go to sleep, I would read a book. Now, here's the thing about checking your phone the first thing in the morning. Now, when you check your phone the first thing in the morning, you have already overstimulated yourself. You wouldn't feel productive throughout the entire day. Like the moment you wake up and you pick up your phone, you check your phone, you're done. That day is a waste. It's done. There's nothing you can do because you've already overstimulated yourself. You've done the most pleasurable thing first thing in the morning, and on nothing else is going to feel as pleasurable as that. Throughout the day, your dopamine is going to override your mind. It's going to say, hey, nothing feels so good. Nothing feels as pleasurable as what you did early in the morning. Do it again. Do it again. I want to feel amused again. I'm a monkey brain. Do it again. This is why I call you monkey brain, because you don't have control over your mind. This is why I call you a Jerry, because Jerry, if you've seen Rick and Morty, Jerry is literally, he's a monkey brain. He gets his gratification instantly. He does the lazy, unproductive stuff. That is why I call you a Jerry. So what you want to do is build a healthy lifestyle. So another example is that whenever I used to go down, whenever I go downstairs, sit with my mom, I would scroll on my phone. There's no point scrolling on your phone if you want to sit with your mother. So I put my phone aside and have a conversation with her. Or maybe whenever I go down and take a book with me, I would read that book. So basically, you have to adopt a healthy lifestyle. You have to see what works for you. And developing a healthy lifestyle, it takes a lot of trial and error. It literally took me it took me months. It took me years to get a good, healthy routine. And still, my routine is not perfect. It's always changing. It's always evolving. So it's always going to be a constant problem-solving activity for you. You have to be on self-improvement. Like becoming the best version of yourself is self-improvement. So you have to always try to be the best version of yourself. You always have to identify the problems, try to solve them. If this doesn't work, try another thing. This doesn't work, try another thing. This doesn't work, try another thing until it actually works. And then make it a part of your system, make it a part of your routine, make it a part of your lifestyle. An example that I really, really love is from a book. It's called Eat the Frog. I read this book. Basically, the book starts getting very repetitive, but the main theme of the book is, if I present you with a dinner, with a platter, like it's the best dinner ever, you have to finish everything on the table. You have to eat everything. But there's one nasty, dirty, stinky frog that you have to eat as well. You cannot get off the table before you eat the frog. So what are you going to do first? Are you going to start with the dessert, the good stuff? Or are you going to eat the frog first so that you can enjoy the rest of the meal? Now, don't be dishonest with me. Don't be a monkey brain and say, I'm going to eat the healthy meal first and then I'm going to leave the frog for the end. That is the problem. That is the exact problem. You're always going to eat the frog first. Now you have a dirty palate. Yeah, it stinks. It doesn't, and nothing tastes good. Your mouth has a bad taste. But at least you have the good food and now you can enjoy the good food. So this is what you need to think about your everyday. So the frog is the most difficult, the most uncomfortable task that you have to do. For me, it's practice. I have to practice every day. That is the frog that I have to eat every day. So that is the first thing I would do in the morning. Because when you wake up, you're in a neutral state. You don't feel very stimulated. And you have a choice. Do you want to pick up your phone? Or do you want to do something productive and set the pace for the rest of the day? So whenever I wake up, I practice the first thing. So practice is the frog that I have to eat every day. And I eat it. I practice. And when you do that for a long period enough, when you develop a healthy lifestyle, you're going to start feeling the pleasure, the enjoyment in practicing, in being productive, in doing the things that you like. Now, does it mean like completely destroy your phone? Completely stop playing video games? Not really. You just have to be moderate with everything. Like a slim guy is always going to have some sweet here and there. He's going to eat junk here and there. Here and there. That is key. It's not a default pattern. You don't want to make it a default thing. Play over the weekend. No problem. But You have to balance everything in a good way. You have to prioritize things. You don't want to start with the stimulating things, the pleasurable things, and then work your way down to the non pleasurable things or the less pleasurable things. You always want to do the difficult tasks first and then move your way down and then maybe enjoy some social media here, maybe enjoy a movie here, whatever you want to do. But if you're complaining that I'm not productive, I can't practice, I've told you the problem. I've literally broken down everything for you. Okay, now let's move on to your actionable step number 2, your second actionable step. So let me tell you, this is where I started from 4 months ago when I was sculpting. Okay, I had bought a few courses before, I had practiced before, but yeah, nothing really stuck with me. And you can see this is what I drew, what I sculpted. And this is what I have sculpted 4 months later. Okay. Now, for this step, I just want you to close your eyes and to visualize. Okay. So just close your eyes and let's visualize together. I love this visualization that Denzel Washington presented in one of his speech. I think it was in a university, but yeah. He said that you're on your deathbed. Now close your eyes, visualize this. Close your eyes. He said that you're on your deathbed and you are surrounded by the ghosts of your untapped potential. You're on your deathbed and the ghost of you being a professional artist, of being the best artist, is looking down at you and saying to you that, hey, I could have been an artist if you had worked hard. The ghost of you having a good family is looking down at you and saying, hey, I could have had a really good relation with everyone if you had been more humble, if you had been this or that, whatever. So everything, okay, open your eyes now. So everything that you waste your time on, everything that you are not becoming, everything that you are delaying, the ghost of those things are going to haunt you. You're going to be filled with regret by the time you reach the age 30, 40, after wasting more of your time. I know you probably think, even now, I know you think that I wished I had started practicing 1 year earlier. You look at someone's art and you think, hey, if I had practiced 1 year earlier, I would have been equal to him. You look at your fat stomach, you look at your big belly, and then you think, hey, if I had started working out a year earlier, if I had controlled my diet a year earlier, I would have been slim by now. Like, thinking on these things is not going to change anything. Regret is not going to change anything for you. The best time that you could have practiced, that you could have done whatever you think you could, was the time when you realized it. The second best time is right now. It's right now. You realize these things, so start right now. Why you want to wait for the new year? Why you want to wait for a Monday? Start right now. Start right now. If you're scared, do it scared. If you're confused, do it confused. If you're bad, do it bad. But start. Start somewhere. Like, it's funny for me. People say that I'm living in hell right now. Then why are you in the same place? Why are you stuck in hell? Why are you not trying to run and find an exit? Now, some people are fortunate enough that they're in hell and the first direction that they run to is the exit. But if you're actually in hell, you'd be running from one corner to another. You didn't find an exit there. Now you're running to the other corner. You didn't find an exit here. Now you're running to the third corner, and eventually you're going to find the exit. It's funny to say that my life is hell right now and there is nothing I'm doing to change it. Like, if you're literally in hell, why are you in the same place? Why are you not moving? Now let's do another visualization. Close your eyes again. Close your eyes. And now imagine that you're practicing, you're working hard, you're working towards your dream, you're becoming the person that you want. Now think of getting the first freelance project. Think of getting the job that you always wanted. Think of making your first money through your hard work. Think of feeling proud. Think of making the characters. Think that the characters that you doom scroll on ArtStation, the artists that you watch, is you. People are actually watching your work. Now, how did that make you feel? Now, you can achieve this. This can be a reality. This visualization can be a reality if you start doing the productive things. If you start to develop a healthy lifestyle, if you quit your bad addictions, you bring your threshold down, your dopamine levels back to normal again. You're going to feel pleasure in these things. I promise you, you're going to be addicted to practicing as you are addicted to social media. Okay, now we're going to discuss your actionable step number 3. This is very important. This is probably the most important step. So you've already written down the things that you are addicted to. Now, I want you to write the things that you can replace these habits with. I want you to find patterns. Like if your addiction is porn, think of when do you watch it? Is it when you're alone? Is it what conditions is it that makes you want to watch porn? What triggers do you see and then you feel like consuming porn? Like if it's your addiction to your mobile phone, think of what scenarios make you want to use your mobile phone. Whenever you wake up? Is it when you're bored, when you're in a line? Is it whenever you get the chance to look at your phone, you look at your phone? So write down these things, find the patterns, and then write down the things that you can do instead. So like I told you, whenever I would go and sit with my mom, spend some time with her, I would be on my phone. I replaced that time by actually having a conversation with her. If she's busy doing something, then I would read a book instead. Identify that when you want to practice, why can't you practice? So I sit down to practice, but I am watching YouTube videos instead. Now write that down. Now write down what you can do instead. I can turn off the browser. Or maybe I can be conscious when I turn on my laptop that I have to open Blender and not my browser. Put a sticky note on your screen. Literally put a sticky note in the center of your screen so that you are always reminded that you cannot open the browser until you have practiced. Or maybe change the location of where your browser is. So if your browser is in your taskbar, remove it from the taskbar so that whenever you're searching for it, you are reminded that, okay, I cannot open the browser yet. I have to practice first. So you have to be creative with this. You have to write down steps. You have to write down the things that you can do instead of what you are doing right now. The bad habits, how can you replace them? Also write down the things that you want to do. The low dopamine things, the low pleasurable things, which are low pleasurable right now. But I promise you, if you follow this protocol, if you are living this lifestyle, these things are going to be so much fun for you. I promise you, they are going to be so much fun. I want you to write them down and I want you to practice them first thing in the morning. So if you wake up at 9 a.m., wake up at 5 a.m. Like you have to put in the hard work. How bad do you want to be an artist? How bad do you want to achieve your goals? You can make excuses that, no, I can't wake up early. Wake up early. Every productive person who wants to get things done and does not have time throughout his day wakes up early. I wake up early because I know I would not have enough time throughout the rest of the day. When I wake up early, I'm not distracted by a lot of things. I'm not distracted by a lot of things. No one can interrupt my practice sessions. No one is going to call me. No one is going to knock at my door. So if you wake up early, it's going to be the most productive time. I had a job which was from 9 to 5. I was working for $200 a month. That was the salary that I was earning. And I would wake up and I would leave my home 8 a.m. because it was an hour-long commute. I would leave the office at 7 or 8 p.m. It says that it was around 6, but yeah, no office in Pakistan, it works according to time. I don't think so. Maybe a few, but yeah, majority they don't. They're going to squeeze you as much as they can. And then I would come home by 8 or 9. And just imagine an hour-long commute going to work, hour-long commute coming back to home. And that was my routine. Now, where can I make time to learn Blender? I wanted to learn Blender. I woke up at 5 a.m. I used that time to practice. I used that time to learn. Because if I can work 7-8 hours for another person, why isn't my dream that important for me? Why isn't my goal that important for me? That I can spend hours for this person, but I cannot literally work an extra 3-4 hours. I cannot put in the extra effort to do something that is meaningful to me. Now, your work says that you can stay until 6. Why are you working until 8? Why are you making that extra effort for someone else but not make that extra effort for you? If your boss asks you to work an extra day on Saturday, you're going to work. But if the same thing is for your own goal, you're going to compromise. Why did you compromise? Isn't your goal important? And I felt the constraint that I was having at the job. I left that job because I realized that I have much more potential than this. I came back home. I moved back to my city. I was living with my family. And then I started working on myself. I started working on my skills, on my portfolio. I made it a daily habit of bidding on projects on Upwork. And guess what happened? I got my first freelance project. I was working on my skill. My skill was my skill was at the level that I can work internationally. I can offer international services. And that job alone was paying me $30 for an hour. I was making 10 times more money than I was making at my job. You have to realize your potential. You need to realize that your circumstances, they can change if you are willing to change. If you are willing to improve. Nothing around you is going to improve unless you improve first. You have to take a step towards life, and only then will life take a step towards you. So you have all of this list down, you have all of these actions down. Now what I want you to write down is all of the triggers, all of the things that initiate these habits. So for example, for me, when I was working, I would get a notification, ding, and then I would check my phone. It would be a message from my friend saying, hey, how are you? Like, what the hell, bro? I was focusing. You just destroyed my focus. And now I'm going to pick up my phone, even though I'm not going to reply to his message because I'm pissed. I'm still going to open Instagram because my phone is already in my hand. I'm so used to opening Instagram whenever my phone is in my hand, and then I will scroll through Instagram and waste my day. I was sitting there to practice. I was trying to practice, but now Instagram is going to overstimulate me and I'm not going to feel like practicing anymore. What do I do now? I deleted Instagram off my phone. You have to. If you want to open Instagram so bad, open it on your browser. At least you can't scroll with your thumb on your browser. It's boring on a browser. You have the option to do that. Just delete Instagram off your phone. What is so important? What's going to happen? What's the worst thing that's going to happen if you delete Instagram? Are you going to die? Is the world going to collapse? Or maybe that one funny meme that you missed, is it going to... Yeah, what's so bad that's gonna happen if you delete Instagram? Turn off the notifications of your phone. I turned off all notifications off my phone. My phone has no notifications whatsoever. The only notification that my phone has is my WhatsApp and my messages and my call. That's it. That is the only notification that I got on my phone. I literally have two phones. I had social media on this phone, the one that I'm recording on, and the other phone, yeah. Yes, this is the other phone. I only have a WhatsApp and a SIM on this. Like this phone that I'm recording from, I can literally turn it off, throw it away. I don't care. This phone has my WhatsApp and my Instagram. Oh, my WhatsApp and my SIM. So, and when I'm working, the Wi-Fi is off. So if anything is so urgent that it requires my attention right now, if it's my mother, if it's my wife, if it's my brother, if it's my friend, and there is such an emergency that they have to reach me, they're going to reach me by SIM. You have to realize whatever's urgent is going to reach you no matter what. So just turn off the notifications of your phone. Nothing is going to change. Literally nothing is going to change. Like schedule it in your time that I'm only going to check my phone during these hours. You don't have to reply to your friends instantly. Like you can make them wait for an hour. Get your stuff done. What is important for you, prioritize yourself, get your things done, and then reply to your friends. Yeah, you have no idea how much time it takes. Like I have checked my phone, I'm practicing, a friend messages me, I have to reply back, and then I practice again. It's going to take so much time. It's going to waste so much time. It's also going to overstimulate you. Because your phone is an endless black hole. It's a black hole that is going to suck you in and then you can't get out. These social media platforms, these video game owners, they have spent billions of dollars. These industries have spent billions of dollars just to keep you on the platform. So yeah, you can't compete with them. You can't fight them. They have literally have researched everything. Why is Instagram scrolling? Why is it not swiping? Because your thumb gets tired when it's swiping. So it's scrolling instead. Why is it scrolling? Why doesn't it load a page like a Google search? Because if it loads a page, you're going to get off the platform. This is how much they have researched you. Why are the notifications red? Because if the notifications were green, you won't click on those buttons. Like I've tried something new, and on this phone, I turn on the blue light filter, and I also make the blue light filter black. So it's black and white. The only thing you get on the screen is black and white images. Nothing feels attractive. I also missed my notifications. I was watching YouTube on this phone that I'm recording on, and the notification, of course, it's red and then it has a number. I missed it because it was black and white. So yeah, these companies have spent billions of dollars. You can't compete with them. The best thing that you can do is to turn off your notifications. Put your phone away when you're doing your productive stuff. And finally, let's discuss some of the limiting beliefs you have, some of the stupid things that your mind is convincing you of right now, some things that your monkey brain is telling you, something that the Jerry inside of you is telling you. Kill that Jerry. Kill the Jerry inside of you, literally. Kill that monkey brain part of you. Suffocate it. Bring out the Da Vinci. Bring out the productive side. So let me tell you some of the limiting beliefs you have. So what is a limiting belief in the first place? A limiting belief is anything that keeps you from your goals. So for example, you might think that I have depression. I can't practice. It's wrong. You're depressed because you don't practice. You're depressed because you're not productive. I know this because I used to feel the same way. I used to feel useless. I felt like a piece of shit. I felt like I'm practicing to distract myself, and I'm using social media because it makes me feel some sort of joy. I laugh when I look at social media. I'm using it as a distraction to avoid my problems. But that is actually why I was depressed in the first place. I was running away from the problems instead of facing them. I was using these stupid things, video games, social media, as coping mechanisms. Whereas the only way you can cope with the things that are troubling you is by facing them. You have to be brave. You have to face those things. You have to realize, okay, this is the condition that I have. This is my life condition right now. What is it that I can do? And then do those things. No good comes to you by moaning, by crying, by whining. Nothing good happens. Nothing productive happens when you moan about something, when you cry about something. When you say that I can do this because I'm depressed, I can't focus because I'm depressed. You have to realize that you are depressed because you are unproductive, because you are running away from the things that you should be facing right now. Of course you're going to feel useless. Of course you're going to feel like a piece of shit. Because the single thing that you need to do is practice, and you can't do it. You want to improve, but you can't. Why won't you be depressed? So just realize that you only put these labels on yourself. A lot of people, when they can't focus, they say, I have ADHD, I can't focus. Do you know how severe ADHD is? Do you know how severe is literally You think that you have ADHD because you're not focusing. You're not focusing because you are overstimulated. Get rid of the overstimulation, and then you can focus. Then you will think, okay, I don't have ADHD anymore. People with ADHD, it's a medical condition. They literally cannot focus. It's a disease. And we put these labels on ourselves with little symptom, and we see little symptoms of these things, not realizing that they are probably because self-induced. They are probably because I am not doing the right things. That is why I can't focus. I'm overstimulated. That is why I'm focused. No, I have ADHD. Good. Stay an ADHD person. I don't know what they call them, but yeah. Be a loser. Don't be productive. Waste your time. I don't care. You're not making any difference to me. If you're being unproductive, you're making a difference in your own life. I can tell you, there is no magic formula. There is nothing I can say to make you do stuff. I can only tell you these things. I can only break these things down for you. I have broken them down. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to make excuses? Good. Make excuses. I don't care. But who is going to suffer at the end? You. Who is going to be in pain years later? You. Who is not going to be ever be able to achieve his dreams? You. You're the only person who can make this work. And you're the only person who can mess this up. Be accountable. You need to realize that you have to develop a growth mindset. A growth mindset tells you that anything is possible as long as I'm willing to put in the effort. Anything is possible as long as I'm willing to work hard enough. Now, when you watch your favorite movies, when you watch your favorite anime, like for me, I used to watch Naruto. Now, when Naruto ended, I thought, how would his life be? He's the Hokage now. It's going to be so much fun. He's going to be so peaceful now. But who cares about the peace? Who cares about his achievements? The reason that you loved Naruto was because of his persistence, was because of the problems that he was facing. Whatever your favorite character is, I don't know what your favorite character is, but I can say this with absolute certainty that you like that character because of the way he faced his problems. Your character probably gone through a lot of things and then he made it out. Like Naruto, no one thought that he's going to be the Hokage. But then he proved everyone wrong. He worked hard. You see in the anime how hard he worked. Literally, every hero of a movie, every hero of a season, every hero of an anime is struggling for the first 80-90% of the movie. All you see is his struggles. All you see is how hard he's working to accomplish a certain goal. And the last 10 bit is him actually making it through. Is achieving what he wants. And then the story ends. You don't get to see any further. Now, why is that? That is because effort is the main thing. Growing, the growth mindset, the belief in yourself, the belief in your path, that is the most important thing. Like if I work out today, I'm fat, I work out today, I don't see any results, what's going to happen? I'm going to be demotivated. I have to expand my play area. I have to expand my domain. And then I have to think long term. Okay, this thing is not giving me any results right now. What's going to happen if I do this for a whole year? What's going to happen if I do this for a whole month? I might see some results then. Like, get your expectations in a realistic level. Like, make it realistic. Like, if you want to get slim and you're not seeing results, expand your area. Make it a longer commitment. If you're not seeing results with your practice, you've only practiced 2 days, bro. You've only practiced 2 days. Why are you going to be an artist so easily? Practice for 2 months and then judge, have I improved or not? So anything that you come up with now is going to be an excuse. I have literally broken down everything. I have told you why you are addicted to your bad habits. I have told you why practicing for you is not fun right now. I have told you how you can make practice addicting again. Anything that you come up with right now is an excuse. I have broken down your limiting beliefs. What excuse do you have right now? Now, maybe you're left with one thing, and I'm going to offer that to you as well. I'm going to offer you my community. So basically, my Discord community is a place where artists are trying to better themselves. They are trying to improve. We have weekly calls over there where you can share your troubles with me. We discuss our problems. We discuss productivity. And we don't discuss only art. We don't play video games or have movie nights inside my server. No, nothing like that happens. It's focused on productivity. It's focused on being better, on challenging yourself, on improving. I literally kick out the people who are inactive. I don't care. Like if you're idle, I don't want your energy around me. Idle people, they're not good for anything. They literally just hold you back. But as long as you're making an effort, you're asking questions, you're trying to improve, you're welcome. So there's a link in the description. Join my community right now. I would love to see you there. Also, I have a complete guide on how to be productive, on how to establish good habits, bad habits. You can also find that on the channel. It's a complete guide on how to be productive, on how to be a productive artist. You will find it useful. I hope this video helps you. I hope I have made you realize some things. And if you've skipped these actionable steps, bro, just do them. They are literally there to help you. Also, comment down things that you find useful in this video. It basically helps me. It helps other people watching this video to see that, yeah, this is useful. It also helps this video reach more people, which is a win-win for both of us. You're helping other people. I'm getting to grow my channel. Yeah. I hope this video finds you. I hope this video finds you in a good way. I hope that you feel some sort of fire inside you. Now use that fire right now, because it's not going to remain. Okay, you have to put systems in place right now. You have to put actions in place that you're going to do, because you're not going to feel motivated ever. You have to be disciplined. You have to do it even if you don't feel like doing it. You have to do the hard things. And that is when you're going to grow. So stop looking for motivation. Start practicing discipline. And I wish you all the very best. I wish that may you achieve all your goals and more. And may you become the person that you always wanted to be. Just put in the hard work. Goodbye.